All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Musibe mutya. I hope musibe bulungi. Today is Thursday, ennaku z'omwezi February. Nkya Juma. I think Juma tuba tugiyingidde ffe abasiraamu already. So ne weekend nayo bwekyo bwegenze. Ekiriwo ensonga ziri ssatu ze ngenda okwogerako. Three or four nsonga ze tugenda okwogerako. Now, esooka Uganda Airlines. You know, you guys, how I like Uganda Airlines and everything airline. Uganda Airlines ennyumira nnyo, number one. Ekyokubiri, gundi ennyumira nnyo nayo. Amafuta gannyumira nnyo aga Uganda. Ago tujja gajjako some other time. Ekyokubiri tugenda kwogera ku mukulu Jacob Oulanyah, the Speaker of Parliament ya Uganda. Then tugenda kirapinga n'ekya ba MPs okuva mu Acholi sub-region oba ba MPs abacholi abavuddeyo ne boogera ku nsonga ya Jacob Oulanyah. Tulina okukwata ensonga zino ne tuziteeka into perspective to understand them. The other issue ye nsala ey'ekkooti ya Justice, International Criminal Court of Justice, ICJ, ensi ya Congo mwe yatutwala nga beemulugunya olw'ebikolobero Uganda bye yazza mu nsi yaabwe bwe baaliyo olutalo wakati wa 1998 ne 2001. Congo yagenda mu International Criminal Court of Justice n'esaba kye tuyita mu luzungu bakiyita reparations oba okuyiririrwa, compensation, olw'ebikolobero Uganda bye yazza mu nsi ya Congo. Abakongo baagamba nti baabaliriramu, baatuula ne babalirira in terms of damage ne loss Uganda gye yatuusa ku nsi yaabwe, nga ekintu okukiteeka mu ssente ze baabadde basabye, baali basabye billions 11 eza dola. Reparations, billions 11 eza dola. Okakana kooti ya International Criminal Court of Justice ssente ze yazisaze nega Uganda erina okusasula miliyoni za dola 325, 325 million US dollars. Bazitemyetemye tujja byogerako. Naye Museveni akyalina omukisa nti factors ezisinga ezisuula abakulembeze aba Uganda, there is a way he has always weathered these factors. But what is interesting politically, kyekyokuba nti he continues to repeat the same mistake over and over again, n'alabikanga untouchable. Idi Amin bwe yali amekomanda n'Obote baalumba Congo ne babbayo timber, ne babbayo gold n'ebirala. Ate ne bakwatagana gundi I mean Obote baali balina olukwerero baali baluse okuwa abayeekera abaali bayeekera gavumenti ya Mobutu ebiseera ebyo okubawa ebyokulwanyisa. Waliwo ddiiru gye baali bakoze awo. Oba mwajuwirako eyo the Congo gold scandal, something of that sort. Nti Obote, I mean, they got rich from that engagement. Era awo ensonga eyo y'emu eyaleetawo okutabuka wakati wa Ssekabaka Muteesa, the first president of Uganda, ne Apollo Milton Obote. Olw'ensonga nti ensonga za governance kasita zaagaana okutereezebwa wakati w'Obote ne Muteesa. Muteesa ne banne omwali Daudi Ocheng ne baplayinga kaadi y'ekkongo eyo nga baagala omukulu amanyikiddwa nga Milton Obote ne Idi Amin okuba nga bakwatibwa olwa ebikolobero bye baali bazzizza mu nsi eya Congo. Ekyava mu ekyo Obote enlisted gundi Obote waagaana okubeera held accountable. N'agamba nti ajja kuteekawo akakiiko k'ebiki, n'assaawo akakiiko ke ne kanyonyereza, of which it was a scam. Tekanyonyereza nga bwe kaali kalina kunyonyereza. Then things escalated. Kabaka n'abagamba bave ku ttaka lye. N'Obote n'agamba tetujja kulivaako. So n'addira partner in crime mukulu Amin ne balumba olubiri kakkana nga Ssekabaka addukidde wano e Bungereza. We are fear up to today. But the point of Congo is very interesting. The issue ye Congo yassuula obukulembeze bwa Muteesa the first olw'okugipookinga into okugireeta ku mmeeza. Era issue y'emu eye Congo yaleetera Obote okugwa. Kubanga it is that particular issue eyaleetawo contention between Obote and Muteesa, of which when Muteesa was out of the picture, Obote n'asigalawo. Then Amin made the move on Obote and so on and so forth, of which Amin had also an entanglement in Congo. Fast forward, Museveni chechimu. Museveni has had entanglements with the Congo. This is the second time Razemo okulumba n'ayingira. The irony of this ruling is that nti UN eyisizza ensala yaayo Uganda, gwe Munnayuganda, Uganda. Kyova olaba I laugh. Buli wendaba omuntu agamba politics tankwatako. Ebyobufuzi tebirina bwe binkwatirako. Milioni 325 olowooza ani agenda ozisasula? Number one. Ekyokubiri, gwe waliyo e Congo? Kale fine tewaliyo. Maybe Museveni ne banne baatukiikirira. Akasente ke babba, emitayimbwa gye babba, emiti, embaawo ze babba through General Salimu Sale. Salimu Sale omugogolinga mu Uganda. If you Google Salimu Sale, ebintu ebisinga okuba nga bimanyikiddwa ku General Salimu Sale kwe kubba okwali e Congo, nti ye yakulira ekikwekweto eky'abanyazi abaasinga okufuna mu kibba gold n'ekibba mbaawo e Congo. Era Salimu Sale yagaggawala nnyo, y'omu ku bantu abakyasinze okuba abagagga ennyo mu Uganda eyo gye mulaba. These people are rich, filthy rich. Milioni 325 ze baabaliridde zonna n'okuba nti zaali ziyitamu, Omunnayuganda owa wansi teyazifunamu. Omukongo ye baamubba, gwe owa wansi tewazifunamu, naye ogenda zisasulira. Milioni 325 ogenda zisasula. Kama mbaya ni mbaya. yagala gaana. Oli mu byabufuzi toli mu byabufuzi. Abaana bo babirimu tebabirimu. Obyesambye tobyesambye. Obyogeddeko tobyogeddeeko. Teweefiirayo teweefiirayo. Yes. Bagenda kuzikusasuza. Gwe bw'oba olowooza byakusaaga. Ani yazirya? Salimu Sale ne banne ne Museveni. Ye Salimu Sale aliwa? Akyalya ndala. Kakayo yajja kugamba bazisasule tebikwatako. You know what is going to happen? In the next budget? No, I don't. Well. What do you want? The rubber? Yes. No, I have no rubber. You go and check in the drawer downstairs. Okay. Check where my table is there. What's that? Check on that table. You check where my laptop is. So what is going to happen is this. The next financial year, we're going to Ugandan debt to GDP ratio. Of course, again, hitting the debts. We are going to hit that debt ceiling. Is I think to Uganda 52% because of the borrowing gituina. Kati borrowing ogitekako sente zetuteeka mu kuservicinga debts amabanja mpitirivu kati gattako nerina ebbanja lye tutaalya nalyo balitutaddeko tulina odisasula. So that means nti the cost of living egenda ku increasing, is going to go high. Sinaki nti shiringi yammwe eyinza okufunamu obuzibu era mmwe abalina ssente mu banka ze Uganda, be very careful. Akaseera ke mwolekeddaawo kazibuzibu. If you can put your money in assets, muziteeke mu assets, but be careful with your money. With the death of the bank governor as well, things are not easy. Things gye biraga si byangu. Financially, be careful. Oba olina ssente nnyingi naddala ng'oli mu diaspora ng'olina ssente nnyingi mu Uganda, like olinayo obukadde 45. Be careful. Where you're dealing with a very unstable situation in Uganda. If you see these things happening on the country, penalties, is the reparations, be careful. Anything can happen on that particular country. Like the entire financial system is breaking it down. He has lost his fixer or currency. Mutebire, now achali yao, bamukubiyako reparations. Oh, been a financial detriment to the economy of the country, being a financial effect to the economy of the country. So kakati balina okukola cuts, either departments ezenjawulo or education and so on and so forth. Now, if it is true, nti you said yagambye egenda kuggyamu ssente mu Uganda healthcare sector, that's a very huge blow to Museveni. It's not good. So ekyekongo tujja kiddira as well some other time, but just so you know, $3.5 million is $1. Now that's a lot of money. I don't know how many billions is. It's a lot of money. So wo badde ogamba jjajjaawo ebyobufuzi tebimukwatako yali eziro obweyo wansi mu byalo. Maybe it's time they started caring about politics, because like it or not, in a dictatorship, it will affect you whether you like it or not. You see, Hitler, when he started targeting the 6 million Jews, do you think those Jews were active in politics? You think all of them bali mu byabufuzi bya Germany? You think so? No. They didn't have to do anything to be affected by obukulembeze bwa Hitler. They didn't. For as long as they were Jews, that was enough. For as long as you are Ugandan, Museveni is very accommodative to outsiders, more than Ugandans. Nabadde mpuliriza mwami Kakwenza yagambye nti abasajja baamukinyizza n'awulira nga ne okweyita Munnayuganda, Obunnayuganda bwe yabadde ayagala bwejjako. ayagala kubwejjako okuba nti takyayitibwa na Uganda. Now, I've watched his interview today mukulu Kakwenza, and I've seen he's a very strong guy. Naye omugayi we yatuukidde okukola statement ye abasajja bamukinyizza for him to think about his Ugandan citizenship okuba nti abwejjako. It's very interesting. Museveni is very good to outsiders. That's why you'll see ajja kuzimbira abatanzania amasomero nga tebageetaaga. Agende e Rwanda abawe ssente bazimbe amasomero nga tebageetaaga. Amalwaliro wano nawali. Abachina bajje babawe business, babawe contracts, bazimbe enguudo, bazimbe buli kimu Abachina. Abayindi bajje bakole buli kye baagala mu Uganda. Tebajja bakwatako. Kyova olaba ne bwe bazza emisango egyo gibula mangu. Ne bwe babaawo kibatuuseeko, bwe baba batwalira mu kabangali batuula mu maaso. Gwe wanayinki owa wansi bakuteeka eno mabega wansi w'ekigundi kyabwe gye bateeka emirambo. Kiki ekyatuuka ku Mufirika? That is Pan-Africanism. Omuzungu wabulira mu National Park oba omuzungu watuukako obuzibu mu Uganda, ensi eyinza n'okujja on the stand still. Naye omunnayuganda waafa ng'obulamu bwo bwa bulijjo. You are just a number. It was Stalin who said, Joseph Stalin. And Museveni is a mulabamu elements mpitirivu nnyo enkola eyaba. You know, he's a Marxist, Leninist kind of good ideologies that kills. Stalin said, one death is a tragedy, but 1 million deaths, that's a statistic. Meaning that you know, making sure until you cause as much mayhem as possible, such that all the humanity, obuntu obuli mbantu bubagwamu abantu nga ba Museveni, for him to torture one person, it's a tragedy. To kill just one person, it's so sad. It's a tragedy. But the more you kill, the more you torture, according to the Marxists, or rather, not every Marxist is bad, but according to Museveni's ideology of Marxism, he works in the Stalin way, Joseph Stalin way, one of the most evil people. And most people don't know. Joseph Stalin killed more people than Hitler. Like literally, Stalin was a thug. Joseph Stalin, Vladimir Lenin, Karl Marx. Karl Marx, these are not bad guys, right? They have some good elements in them. Naye, their radicalism is too bad. And the reason as to why socialism, by the way, failed in Africa, as well as Marxism and, ideologies ziganya okukola mu Africa, it is because, you see, even this gentleman called Julius Nyerere tried it. It failed in Tanzania. Horribly failed. Nkrumah tried socialism, Uganda. So all of the people, most of our African heroes, post-independence Africa, abagezanga ennyo to bring ideologies, Nadala is a Lenin because for them they attached bakwata capitalism ne bamu aligning anti lwakuba nti yali ava mu West, ate ba West, it was our former colonial masters, so it meant capitalism is bad. So what the post-independence African leaders kye baasalawo okukola kwe coming up with ideologies ezalina mostly a mixture of Marxism as well as socialism and Leninism, maybe katugambe, because this is where they got their so-called ideologies ne chetuyita inspirations. That's why you see Nkrumah creates his own ideology called Nkurumaism, but it's more of a socialist ideology, and it failed miserably because he was trying to implement an ideology that was not African, that was alien. You cannot all of a sudden wake up one day and tell Ugandans or tell Africans that forget your tribes, forget your religions and stuff like that. You can't, because that is what socialism preaches as well as Marxism. And this is what the Nkrumahs were preaching, and that's why they failed. Gwe toli muntu atayagala kufuna United States of Africa? Jebali. I want it too. But do you know, even before the coming of the white man is the one, regardless whether he's capitalist or socialist, they are the one abajja ne batuteekamu endowooza ey'ogamba nti we are all blacks. The biggest misconception of the black race is for them to think that there is them and us, number one. Number two is the idea nti ffe abaddugavu tugamba we are black. Ffe abaddugavu, we the blacks. Before the coming of the white man, we had no classification or to find any sort of unity because we are all black, so we should be unified. It was not there. We were divided but united in our divisions, in the tribes that we had allegiance to, in the nations, because these were nations, by the way. These were not tribes. These kingdoms, the African kingdoms, they were not kingdoms. These were nations. The Zulu nation, the Uganda nation, the Akan, the kingdom of Kush, Ethiopia. Those were nations. It wasn't anything to say that we are black. No. The issue of being black and people saying that, we as one, as black people. I even laugh. The white people do not look at themselves as whites. They are Italians. An Italian can differentiate himself from a Swede, a Scandinavian. Why? A British person can differentiate themselves from the Irish, from the Scottish. Why do you think so? Oh, that one, he's Scottish. So the ideologies, ezava Museveni, is wiping out identity. Even if you go to China, Mao Zedong, they tried it. 40 million people killed under Mao Zedong, more than 40 million people. Trying to wipe out the entire system of the Chinese, but still, it is still there. There are different types of Chinese. Why do you think a Japanese can differentiate themselves from a Chinese, but you, an African, cannot differentiate a Chinese and a Malaysian? I mean, the world is really interesting. Because people want to tell you, oh, you Africans, you are one, you are one, you are one. Oh yeah, one Africa. Do not misunderstand me. Whereas we want a united Africa, which is good. Whereas we want a one Africa, which is good. But that should not lead to the detriment of our core identity. That I am Mayanja a Muganda. That is what will differentiate Mayanja with a Nigerian. That is what will differentiate Mayanja with a Ghanaian. A Ghanaian. Oh, that is what differentiates you from a Hosa or a Zulu or a Kikuyu and these other people. The Korean can differentiate themselves from the Chinese. Naye gwe omuddugavu bw'obalaba bonna olowooza Bachina ne bakuba ggwe empi because you do not can't differentiate them. Why am I telling you this? Going back to the ideology of Museveni, eya Marxism, nti Nkrumah byagaana. Gamal Abdel Nasser n'atandikawo is it no Gaddafi, I think he had an ideology called the Green Book and Islamic socialism ayagitandika ey'abawarabu yali Gamal Abdel Nasser, but it also failed. Nyerere n'akola Ujamaa policy neegaana flat out yagaana neegwa. Now it is Nyerere where Museveni picks inspiration to also start a kind of Marxist socialist system, a bit fluid with a staunch mixture of capitalism. But you see so many elements of of Lenin, Stalin, ne Karl Marx mu nkola za Museveni. Ebyokuba nti nno ayagalira ddala mu Uganda to be as one, naye ate nga muli munda asosola okufaako obufi. A one Africa, mumuwulira abyogera nyo, one Africa, one Uganda, one because bitya, one Africa, I want Africa to be united. Naye nga socialism gundi obusosoze bwakola mu Uganda obufaako obufi, nepotism and tribalism bwakola nga muyitirivu. That is ye nkole y'aba Marxist. Aba Marxist bo bagamba nti wekiba kyekwetaagisa okulimba oyina okulimba okulaba ng'oyitawo mu buli mbeera. Bibo yenkola yaabwe. Tebakkiriza mu ddiini, tebakkiriza eggwanga. Bagamba ebyo byonna byonna bi social system, the land has to belong to the government. That is how Marxists works and socialists. Nti in a socialist state teri muntu alina kuba na kintu. Ebintu byonna birina ku belonging. Everything has to belong to the government. Kati babbi bubbi bajja kunyagulula ne batwala. Bonna abaabikola mu balabe. Mengistu yakomawo. Ensi yagikomyawo. Ethiopia. This is not how we survived as Africans. It is the issue of government owning the people, owning ettaka ly'abantu, ne babba obubbi, ne bagrabbing ettaka ly'abantu nga Museveni bwe baagala obikola. That is not African. Ky'ovola buli bwe baakikola, it failed. Ky'ovola buli bwe baakikola, people rose up and people fought and people died. Mengistu yatta bameka. Because it is Mengistu and his pals who removed this guy called Emperor Haile Selassie. And then the land system in Ethiopia was changed. But when the land system was changed and it brought in the Haile Mariam Mengistu, a staunch socialist and Stalinist, najjawo ebyo byonna eby'amadiini, najjawo biki, najjawo n'ebyamawanga. Bro, oyina abantu abalala b'ozannyisanga, but never joke with Africans. If Africans still believe in a certain tradition, if they still believe nga bakyakkiriza mu tribe, never joke with them because they are ready to die for it. Those issues of tribal, that has to die out naturally. It has to die out naturally. It cannot be forced. Because if you force it out to be taken out, like forcefully through these stupid ideologies, as Karl Marx, it is going to lead to mayhem. And it is evident. Nkrumah tried it. Nechigana. When Nkrumah did it, Kakanagabamu Awanga Ngusaga na Romania Giafira. A pauper. He almost died a very poor man. Ahmed Sekou Toure. These were the founding fathers of Africa. But now, why is it that most of them were overthrown? The irony of the coups in Africa, what is funny is this. Bagulao Organization of African Unity, I think it was 1966, somewhere there. When they created the Organization of African Unity, what is funny is almost half of the founding members of the OAU were overthrown in coups, in coup d'etat. When they were overthrown in coups, what happened was badira aba junta abapya abantu abaali basudde government ne baziwamba the new military rulers ne baba embracing at the OAU. They were given seats. That is the first mistake that we Africa as a continent gye twakola. Eyokubiri ye y'okukkiriza boundaries abazungu ze baatukubira. So just imagine nti Obote amaze okuwamba Mutesa unconstitutionally n'agenda mu OAU ne bamuwa seat n'atuula ng'ate kiri unconstitutional. Now OAU argued that the element of non-interference they had to do what? You wait, I'm going to come and check it for you, okay? So the element of non-interference, don't interfere into another nation, but you want Africa to become one. But do not interfere into other nations' things, but we want Africa to be one. So the idea of non-interference later countless coups. Obote ne bamusuula, Amin ne bamuwelcoming. Selassie yennyini ne bamusuula ne bamutta ne bamusalako obutwe ne bamutta ne bamuteeka wansi wa toilet. Enkeera Mengistu n'ajja nga ya chairinze Organization of African Unity, OAU. These are jokers. But because they were grappling with the ideology of on how to govern their nations, that's what happened anyway. So Museveni, is enkola ze ez'aba Marxist, Leninist abo, where they believe that one, death is a tragedy, and also a million deaths is a statistic. Tujja kyogerako boogeza as a statistic. Nti abantu 10,000 bafudde. You see, the thing about death is so normalized in Uganda, and torture is also getting so normalized that you can just speak about it. Oli bamusunyeko ennyama, oli bamutadde ejjinja ku balls, oli bamukubye embooko. People do not internalize what torture is. People cannot internalize what it means to kill people. Picture it like this. Go and look at Museveni's picture. These people are monsters. These people are monsters. Iti igwe na Uganda munno. So you want to tell me that this is the Africa we want to have, where we have a United States of Africa? United States of Africa, my backside. Because it is stupid. And when I see these people coming out, the so-called this gentleman from Kenya who calls him Professor Lumumba, very daft. I'm sorry to say that guy is one of the worst people for our continent. He's all talk, but he can never stand up and say a word to Museveni. You can never call out these leaders by their names on what they have done to Ugandans. Where is that so-called Lumumba? What is his name? Lumumba. Where is he? Nowhere to be seen. Now, the idea they will tell you, you cannot make an omelette without breaking some eggs. So how many eggs are going to be broken? And how big is the omelette going to be? Maybe at times we just have to leave the eggs and wait for the right people to come and make the right omelette. That's how they argue. Because they're Marxists. Because they're Stalinists. In their ideology, they believe that one death is a tragedy. A million deaths is a statistic. That's their thinking. When you look for them, nowhere to be seen. But you see them all over the internet and making viral videos that are claiming, oh, Africa this, Africa that. Very, very crazy. Very crazy. To the extent nti abantu ffe abafirika batuyisa bubi nnyo abakulembeze bwaffe. We are actually the enemies. And the outsiders are given first world service, first class service. The Arabs and all these other people, first class service. But when it comes to a fellow Ugandan, to the extent that these people have taught us to even hate ourselves and hate each other. Kakwenza told you he wanted to renounce his Ugandan citizenship, his Ugandanness. How can you denounce your Ugandanness? Now, you cannot fathom that because you are not in his situation. If you want to really feel what it feels like to be in Museveni's torture chamber and how much the name Islam, this is what they told us in Islam. You're going to commit a sin. Think about hellfire. Now, they used to tell us, if you want to see how hellfire really burns, get your finger and put it just up here. Do not put it on the flame. Take one on a candle and see if you could last for a second. Okay, if you could last 10 seconds. That's how hellfire burns. Now, let that remind you about, or make you think twice of what you're going to do. Number one. Number two, kati gwe oba owooza nti no bebakola Kakwenza oba bebakuba torture, because now torture is normal. People just think about it, torture, and you only wait for your turn. But I believe now, I think it is high time we started okweteeka amayinja ku busajja so that you can feel the pain, what it means to be tortured. Kwata mutabani we oba mukyala we waka akkuba ekibooko ku mugongo. Now, these things might sound funny, but that is the only way you can really feel what it means to go through that ordeal day after day. Kwata magalo ogyesunise, ogisule magalo, and tell me how it feels. Waterboard yourself. Kwata akagoye kabike ku face, then they put you like souls, ne bakuteeka akagoye wano, then ofune omuntu akufukirira amazzi here near the nose, the nostrils, and the mouth. That's what we call waterboarding. Waterboarding. It is planned. It is a form of torture that is planned to mimic drowning. Eyo waterboarding, baga nti kasita bagikola, you might never recover for the rest of your life. This is what these people are doing. Sleep deprivation, form of torture. They make sure you don't sleep, and you end up in some sort of state of psychosis, because that is why we need sleep. Try to torture yourself just for one day and see. So the things you take for granted, all of a sudden you start to feel empathy for our brothers and sisters that are being tortured. We shouldn't just be looking at them as a statistic or just as a number. This is what they go through. Gezaako kufuna ejjinja eryo eripima sukaali olyesibeko bwoti ku musajja otambule tulabe oba onootambula. It is hard. Tuvuddeyo. Recently, nalabye story ya Uganda Airlines. Now, at first people said nti baalabye ennyonyi e Seattle last week. And Ugandans were like, guys, wale Seattle waliwo ennyonyi bannange, waliwo omunene gwe baleese okujjanjaba. Abasajja baakutte engo nga ng'ejjogera erinaku z'obwegamba, ne baagala ogibbira mu kaveera. Balowooza Seattle teri bannayuganda. Balowooza Seattle teri bannayuganda ku airport. oba abaana ennyonyi baagirabye batya oba ali abadde akola ku kisaawe bannange kino kye kisuza Museveni nga teyeebase nti intelligence ey'abaana bano aba social media aba Facebook bamanyi kyova olaba diaspora ogitya. Fear the diaspora guys. Era kakati akakodyo ke batandise okukola kuwamba passport, making sure nti temufuluma, because now you are causing much more trouble and mayhem. Abasajja bano gye baddukira near their bank accounts. And the latest culprit is Jacob Oulanyah, the Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda. It is said Jacob Oulanyah bamusasulidde 1.7 billion Ugandan shillings to be transported okumujja e Uganda wuyo Finland paka Seattle. Ennyonyi ineesigala nayo n'okumulinda n'emulinda. Ebyolanya byabadde bikyali awo. Faaza Lokodo bamusasulidde millions 380 oba mu 5 okuzza omulambo gwe. Ezo tekuli za bujjanjabi. So you're talking about something like 600 million Ugandan shillings eri Faaza Lokodo okumujjanjaba. Now, abasajja bano babikoze bye bakoze. Now they have to deal with this new problem. The new problem is kati ate tulina okugenda okutujjanjaba. Saagala kubumbeera eri nga bankuba ebiso ate abantu nga bali wabweru baprotestinga. Ekisinga okubanyiiza oba okubaluma kyekyokuba nti abasawo abajjanjaba abantu bano babayitako wabweru wano nga bwe baprotestinga n'otuuka ekiseera nga n'ennaasi akuba Oulanyah empiso oba akubye Lokodo empiso amujjanjabye nga bamugenze ne batustrikinga. Kuba olaba, it doesn't need too many people. Abantu kasita bawanika ebipande we bati kapwa ti muli basatu. Nga muli basatu erinnya ne muliteekako n'ekifaananyi nti ono Oulanyah be babba ssente za gavumenti. N'ennaasi yennyini akola mu ddwaliro eryo n'ayeera mu waadi eyo n'alongoosa akumanya nti gwe mubbi. Awo gw'olowooza Nansi oyo anaakola ki? Simanyi. Kyekisinga obbatiisa. Kyova olaba discretion. Kuba Oulanyah ali mu 1.7 billion just travel. Obujjanjabi bwokka oyinza okuba ng'oli mu million 5. So you are roughly talking about 2.5 billion ezigwi mu kugenda ku Mr. Jacob Oulanyah. And I will come to the problem. Is it a problem? Oba kiki? So, awe tuli. Naye kino kimutandise okukola okugenda okwekalakaasiza ku ku malwaliro. Ekintu ekyo kikuba. Abasajja baanyiize. Abasajja kati bakambwe. Gino gye bakuba Kakwenza. Gye bakubye baganda baffe bamaseruke zonna. Kaakati tuli ku level playing field somewhat. Nti mutulinze mu tocha chambers zammwe. It's okay. Naye kanaffe tubalinde mu tocha chamber. Katubalinde nga muzze okufuna medical treatment. Abaana babeweredde, they are going to turn the medical centers. They are going to turn your trips to the UK, wherever in Europe, America, bagenda zifuula a nightmare. Nazo bagenda zifuula torture trips. Mugende China gye batajja kwekalakaasa. Mugende Russia gye tutajja kutuuka. Mugende India oba Dubai gye batakkiriza kwekalakaasa. Lwaki musigala mujja mu America? Lwaki mugende Switzerland? kati n'owulira abajega Abamerika be balajjako Museveni abo abazungu tebalina kibagenda kukola fe abazungu basembereyo eri kale bagutulekeyo gwaffe tugumanyi gwe wawuliddeko ng'Abannayuganda banyoonya bazungu bajje beekalakaase ku ddwaliro gwe abaatudde ne bayiiya nti nno bannange Oulanyah azze ali ennyonyi etuuse Seattle azze babadde basiru lwaki oli abaguliza omwana yaweereza information nga buli kimu kigatta naga bannange Uganda terina landing rights ku Seattle airport tekiriyo tetulinawo wano terminal we tulina ku landinga eno ennyonyi erina okuba nga erina omunene gwesudde bagenda okunyonyeza Oulanyah nga yakoma okulabika last year bagamba eno ereese Oulanyah. Now tale tukyali awo Uganda Airlines negamba bannaye Uganda Airlines yakabi abantu kakati airlines amawulire agawandiika ku nnyonyi mu Africa yonna Middle East ate bannaye abaafuna ka Airbus simanyi akanyonyi mukayita mutyaka F3300 biki nti kabadde awo kabadde katambuddemukko kageze Finland waliwo omunene yakapangisizza nga balimba naye lwaki mulimba bamutulaki wakakyusa amannya g'emirundi 3 nze nabagamba ebizibu ebiri ku Uganda Airlines Katonda yamanyi muhozi yakalinye n'agenda eranda ng'akaliko yekka eyolosi luli bakabbako natti 2 bazibba ne basesomololako olulala kali e Tanzania ne kagwamu amafuta ka Uganda Airlines kakati kali embroiled in another scandal kali Seattle katudde wiiki namba kalinda mukungu akole ki awone bamuteeke ku nnyonyi eyamututte eri emulize eya Uganda Airlines kati ne batulimba nti waliwo yagisasudde 1.7 billion tugambe kiki nti mugagga kyoyo Richard Bros Elon Musk ani yasasudde akanyonyi kumbe parliament ya Uganda yataddemu 1.7 billion kakati amawulire gawandiika batwistinga story propaganda atambula nti Uganda Airlines excites people in Finland, Uganda Airlines excites blah 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 in Seattle. Tekisoboka waliwo ekitali kituufu. Museveni is not this intelligent, but abasajja they are not this intelligent. Kati lwaki temukwata ennyonyi ya Museveni gye bandibadde bakozesa as a private charter plane ne mukozesa akanyonyi ka Museveni ne kamudropinga nadda naye lwaki muwakutte ennyonyi ennene literally ennyonyi enywa amafuta amayitirivu eri very costly ne mukwata eyo ate naye bannaye mwabazi oba mmwe mukola eba emitwe gyammwe gikola gitya. I really don't understand these guys. Musobola n'omuteeka ku first class nawe oli ajja kugamba yabadde ali bubi nnyo bla 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 talina musawo. Fe wano kabaka yali agenda okumujjanjaba ejjamani yalinnya nnyonyi ye ne tumulaba ng'ali ne mu ttamino. Nze nabagambye bano abasajja bazibu. Kati kabaka n'Oulanyah ani asinga? Okay, I don't mean nti Oulanyah asinga, like, okay, I don't want to make these two comparisons anyway. I'm sorry to make that comparison. No. It's incomparable. But what I'm trying to mean is kabaka oba yagendera na mu economy oba yagendera na mu first class, no one knows. We don't even know how he traveled. Naye twamulaba ng'ali mu ttamino musajja wattu atambula adde eri era ne tumulaba nga ne ku kisaawe bamukimye. Singa yali kyatalinze private plane nti oba alinnya ennyonyi ya Museveni oba ki twandikitegedde, naye it is most likely nti kuba yatambula n'omuyambi we ne tumulaba ng'ali mu lounges awo ayimiriddeko wali nagenda ne bamujjanjaba ejjamani n'akomawo. Naye ssebo Oulanyah 1.7 billion lokodo oyo naye alabika yakozesa Uganda Airlines. Kakati ebyo byonna si byewo awo si we wali obuzibu. That's not the story why I'm here. The story is this. Baganda baffe aba National Unity Platform bataddewo protest of opposition for 2 weeks nga baprotestinga because of torture egenda mu maaso mu Uganda. Twabadde tuli awo olunaku olw'ejjo ekitundu ekya Acholi sub-region mukulu Jacob Oulanyah gy'ava waliyo abantu bangi nnyo abali mu opposition abava eyo. Kakati abakulu bano baawulidde nti Abannayuganda abali e Seattle abali mu America baalangiridde okwekalakaasa okugenda okwekalakaasiza ku ddwaliro we bajjanjabira Oulanyah, nti era ekyo kumanya tunyiigidde Abannayuganda abo obubiki nga mulimu n'Abacholi, tubanyiigidde nnyo Abannayuganda abo baganda baffe Abacholi abata representing in fact na the entire Acholi region ne bavaayo ne bagamba nti bo okwekalakaasa kwa tocha n'ebiki bakusazizzaamu tebagenda kuyimirira na NUP era baakomyewo mu parliament kati n'okuteesa bateesa. Kati we nalabye ekyo ne ndowooza nti oba bannange ensi egenda kusaanawo, Uganda egenda kutukamu bibiri bannange, everything is going to go haywire, the entire world is going to come to a standstill. No one even noticed except me. That is how insignificant it was. Now, the insignificance element is in the fact that these people from this group of people, egamba nti NUP tetugenda kubakkiriza kujja mu Acholi kasita temugamba abo abavubuka abali e Seattle okulekerawo okwekalakaasiza omulwadde waffe waali mukulu Oulanyah. Ne tugamba number one, okwekalakaasa. When has it ever been a crime? Wano mu America. Okwekalakaasa ekyokubiri, it is a right. Every Ugandan has a right to protest. Tojja kugaana Bannayuganda ku protestinga Uganda gwe omubaka wa Acholi ate ojje ne wano e Bungereza oba mu America w'otamanyi, where you don't even know how the law works, and start saying kuteekawo mateeka nti if you do not stop protesting at Jacob Oulanyah's hospital we are going to tetugenda namwe bakkiriza kujja mu Acholi, you will not have a foothold in Acholi sub-region. So we asked these sisters of ours, the Lucy Akelos and Anthony Kilaka and all these guys, since when did you guys ever accept us to come to Acholi? Since when? And since when are you guys the gateway to Acholi? Are you the Mwabategerera the entire Acholi region? Are you the ones who kutegerera, who understand for the entire Acholis? Now, let us just try to analyze things into context. Let me try to argue this out. So batugambye abeni yupi tebagenda bakkiriza genda Acholi we mutalekera okwekalakaasa. Now this means two things. Whereas I have not seen Ugandans protesting at the hospital, the threat of Ugandans going to the hospital to protest, it is painful, number one. The person of the magnitude of Mr. Jacob Oulanyah ali mu kibiina kya NRM ate nga ye chairman wa Northern Region ndowooza NRM, for him to cry out to his fellow parliamentarians back in Uganda that please help. These people are going to protest at the hospital. I am sick. Mubagambe them to protest. Mukulu Jacob Oulanyah, yes, your life is worth saving. But just as your life is worth saving, 45 million Ugandans' life are also equally as worth saving as yours. Number one. Number two. You cannot hold NUP at ransom because the people protesting, no one said intiba NUP boka. These are concerned Ugandans. Now let me educate these guys, those Lucia Keros and those MPs. Ugandan diaspora has a collection of so many Ugandans from different strides. We have Muslims. It is only in Uganda, by the way. And I am surprised that I saw those people just from Acholi, only them. And that is because if Oulanyah was a good gentleman, of which I know Mr. Oulanyah is a good guy, and we are going to find out later. Oulanyah is a very good gentleman. And that is why you see the people from Acholi were joined with the people from other places, like Teso, Lango, Lango Caucus, Langi Caucus, West Nile Caucus. These four guys. Or they were four, or what two? Because the person you're fighting for is a good guy. You had a very big collection of people. Now let me tell you about Ugandans working together. In the diaspora, we have Ugandans from different walks of life and strides standing next to each other. Out there, working with each other. We have the Acholi, we have the Langis, we have the Lukbals, we have the Acholi, the Rwanda, so many people. We sit in the same rooms and discuss. Some are even different political parties, FDC, and even NRM. They are here. They come to these protests. We protest with them. Muslims, Christians, traditionalists, and all these people. They all come together. And we work. That is how effective we are. So, if you come out and say that that NUP should tell these people to stop, this is why did NUP? Why don't you tell Museveni to tell his so-called those torture guys, the ones who tortured Kakwenza? Where were these so-called Acholi guys when people are being tortured? Where were you? Where were you? Now, if I was from Acholi and I want to protect Oulanyah, the first strategy I would do is to condemn the torturing of Kakwenza and the torturing of these guys, Maseruka and all these other people. Because if you seriously wanted NUP to intervene and to help you to kusonyi Oulanyah, there is ways you could have done it. And not coming to the media and start scaremongering people that, oh, if you don't do that, you will also not come to Acholi. It is your loss. Because we are all being fried. We are all in the same flying pan, being tossed around, being fried by the same person. We won't come to Acholi if you block us. It's okay. And we shall leave the problems to you to sort for yourself. And you don't want me to start. What this guy did to your place. You want me to lecture you about how Museveni got people and put them in a pot and started cooking them? The Bukoro massacre, where men were even raped. I don't know if it was in that area, but somewhere near there. You guys yourselves, you are always here talking about a silent genocide. And it is the gentleman that we are protesting against, who is in a hospital in Seattle. Kakati, it is the same gentleman you are protecting, who is Jacob Oulanyah, who is a perpetrator, a person who condones torture, a person who condones human rights abuses in Uganda. He's the same person that you're telling Ugandans not to protest against. So what literally you are meaning that you are protecting a person who is condoning torture. And that's why we don't see you in these torture things, torture protests. That is why, as Acholi sub-region, you don't come out to make a statement on the torturing of Masaba or whatever, Maseruka and these other people. But when we say Oulanyah, of which he has spent 1.7 billion of taxpayers' money, that's my money, I have a right to protest. 1.7 billion. Now, here's the kicker. One of the ladies said, I think she was Lucy Akelo, and I would like some friends of Acholi, you guys, to call me and we have this discussion and see what you have to say. So Lucy Akelo says, oh, the chiefs have said that if at all you want, we shall pay back the 1.7 billion. Don't start. So they say, the chiefs have said, with all due respect to the chiefs of Acholi, I read recently Mr. Michala Lusakero. The brothers and sisters of ours in Acholi, we know very well how Museveni uses a few of your people, because Museveni doesn't need to come to the entire people of the Acholi land. No. He gets these Oulanyahs, gives them positions, and then they come and speak garbage. Oulanyah is one of the most intelligent people that we have in Uganda in the context of the rule of law. He was a former lecturer at the Law Development Center. He has a doctorate in law. Very intelligent. But Oulanyah, this is what he did last year. I will never forget that day when he got a bunch of our supporters of NUP, led by a one General Oulanyah, a boy who was begging the entire social media here, like he almost had bottomless pockets. The boy was a beggar to the extent that whenever I would see him in a comment section or whenever I would see him on live, I would even run away, switch off the internet and the phone. I would look for the entire main switch in my house and switch it off. Because Oulanyah was a beggar. I knew that boy. Oulanyah, he calls himself General Oulanyah. Bosmic or Tim, a very unknown musician. We know him. Instead of singing about songs about Bukoro massacre, Otim is singing songs that are praising Museveni. The same gentleman torturing us. There's a gentleman who sang a song and he was arrested by CMY. By then it was headed by Tumukunde. He sang a song here. Dear Museveni, we are happy to receive you in Igulu. The education is poor. The foundation is poor. There are no more virgins in Igulu. They were all raped by Ikoni. That's what the guy was singing. But what he meant is that there are no more virgins in Igulu. They were all raped by UPDF. The guy was arrested. What is happening in this land? This is not the Acholi land I knew. The leaders of Acholi land are letting the people of Acholi down. And if the people, the good people of Acholi, do not raise up against their leaders, if these people do not raise up, things are going to get rough. Look at Norbert Mao. Now, I don't know if Mao comes from Acholi, but I believe he comes from Acholi. But look at what's happening to Norbert Mao. These are intelligent Ugandans. Look at Jacob Oulanyah. What's happening to this brother? Literally. Tachina, he has no element. Literally, you could not stand on Oulanyah and count on him to stand on the truth. He's not one of those people. Mao, he's not one of those people that you can count on. You can never count on them. I know Oulanyah. Oulanyah used to come yayinga jaku Facebook kuno ng'asaba abantu sente, and the sisters and brothers from Acholi would send that boy money from Monday to Sunday. Most of the Acholis would even refuse to give money to the secretariat to distribute, and they would give money to Oulanyah Tone. Oulanyah bought land, bought a new car, and after scamming his brothers and sisters from Acholi and all of us, he went to Balam. From Balam, Oulanyah went to Jacob Oulanyah. It is from there that Mr. Tony Oulanyah worked with Oulanyah, wore NRM t-shirts and some NUP t-shirts, went to our offices in Gulu and attacked our offices. They beat up the secretaries and ladies who were there, stole their phones, they even undressed them. Some ladies were even raped from the Gulu offices of the National Unity Platform. But before making this attack, these people had met Jacob Oulanyah, the same gentleman who is in Seattle enjoying 1.7 billion of Ugandan money. The same gentleman that those so-called Lucy Akelos and Anthony Kilakas are telling Ugandans not to stand out and protest. By protesting, it doesn't mean that they want him dead. But this is the chance they have to tell Oulanyah that if you survive this, wake up. Sometimes it takes people to go to the lowest for them to have their minds back, like literally to short circuit their minds and they come back to their senses. Maybe this is what it will take for Oulanyah to come back to his senses. This is what it will take. 1.7 billion Ugandan shillings. Well, how much could that money do for the people of Acholi? Now, the argument the Chilakas are saying and Lucy's that, other people, that money has been spent on other people in a similar manner. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. Lucy, even if it was someone else, you don't know how much we are waiting for you people to come and you get sick from Europe here. For as long as we know that was our taxpayers' money, we shall protest, because I was not part and parcel of that. And how did it even come to pass? How did it come to pass? So she argues that the amount of money that has been spent on Mr. Oulanyah, no one has ever been spent. No, I mean, this is presidential stuff. The last time we saw this kind of money being spent, it was when Museveni's daughter was going to Germany to give birth. Oulanyah must be, he's not Oulanyah, he's Oulanyah. Something like that, I think. Or he's okay. Oulanyah. Maybe something like that. And this cannot be Jacob Oulanyah. Museveni to spend that amount on you. I'm not convinced. Let us see the video where NUP offices were attacked by by a group of people. Let us see the video first, because I want to speak these things with evidence so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is Oulanyah. This is not who?
We are going to close because Dr. Lina and Sparta, we don't anything them now in the office. We are closing. They have sent 25 million for our nomination. They have not yet released the money up to now. They came and typed a lot of things from here, including Bobby's banner. I mean, there was a wall plate which was put here. Then there was our lap, the office laptop. There are some documents that they grabbed from there. They break his laptop. you vandalize property, you steal laptops, you steal
We have opened up a general inquiry file, number 23 of 2020. At the same time, we are equally waiting for the party representatives.
Now, that is one of the videos that showed goons and vagabonds that were sent by Jacob Oulanyah to attack NUP officers in northern Uganda, in Gulu. Such episodes played out not once, not twice. Now, here is the evidence that Oulanyah was involved in all this. As you can see, let me give you this thing now. These things you have to take tribe out of these things. Even if it was a Muganda, I could stand. You should endeavor to stand with the truth. Okay. Now, this, as you can see, the Daily Monitor on the 22nd of December 2020, it ran this story on their thing saying, Daily Monitor said, these photos taken on December the 22nd showed Chitugumu District Woman MP aspirant Lillian Abba, the Deputy Speaker Jacob Oulanyah, and Leader RDC Milton Odong distributing yellow NRM t-shirts to a group of youth who stormed NUP offices. Here is Oulanyah collecting a group of goons before they stormed NUP offices with Lillian Abba. You see, Oulanyah uno ngawayo t-shirt is the same gentleman that these people are saying that it is, whatever they are saying. That's it. When they got these t-shirts, they then went out and started causing mayhem. Those people. So this one wrote, Museveni and Oulanyah behind the vicious terror gang attacks on NUP party candidates, activists, supporters, and office structures in Lango and northern Uganda. Evidence is emerging, proving that Museveni, through the Deputy Speaker, Oulanyah, is directly organizing terror, which is being unleashed on candidates, officials, and supporters of Bobby Wine supporters in Lango sub-region and northern Uganda in general. Billions of cash and so on and so forth. So that's it. So that's what Mr. Oulanyah is good for. We know him for, sorry. I'm sorry, if you come from Acholi, you should know that we are not going to accept this thing. Now let us listen to this video of the Acholi MPs, what they are saying.
We pray for his speedy recovery. We are with him in prayers and in spirit, and we are confident he will come back healthier and stronger. But we want to condemn the section of Ugandans who think our brother should not get treatment. This is an attack not only on him as an individual, it is an attack on all of us. Honorable Jacob Oulanyah is not the first Ugandan to travel abroad for specialized medical treatment. Almost monthly, Ugandans are going abroad. And so why should he be targeted as an individual?
Even as we talk now, there are Ugandans who are being approved by the medical council for treatment. And this has been happening for many years. And to me, as chairman of Acholi parliamentary group, I was not happy about it. It is a humiliation to the speaker, who is the head of this institution. You start asking how much money was used to treat him or to take him for treatment. When many Ugandans have been taken for treatment, nobody has asked such a question.
Actually, when I was talking to some of the Acholi leaders, they said if that is the case, if the case is money, then the people of Acholi are willing to start making contributions to refund that money. The 1.7 billion. but on condition that every Ugandan that has used the taxpayers' money also refunds.
Now, the Right Honorable Lucy Acholi, with all due respect, stop lying. I swear, stop lying. The lady says that people from Acholi are willing to refund the 1.7 billion. And for me, if they refund the money, I would like that money to go into Acholi, build a hospital there or a school, something of that sort. But then she puts a caveat and say that we shall refund it if every Ugandan who has used taxpayers' money refunds the money. What do you mean? What do you mean? We know where this is heading. And the politics that these people have started playing, especially the people of Acholi sub-region, you should stand for the truth. You should stand for the truth. You cannot tell me because Oulanyah is from the same tribe. And look here. You see, remember what Mr. Lokech did to us. Lokech said that if you're coming to protest, you come with your coffins. Oulanyah, God is giving him a second chance. To number one, repent for his actions that he did to Dr. Lina Zedriga and the entire team of NUP workers who were working in those offices that were molested, they were raped, phones stolen, laptops stolen, and millions worth of property damaged. And you come out and support that? Where were you, Mr. Acholi? I'm really, really disappointed. For me, even if it is a Muganda, look here, bro, sister Akero. For us in Uganda, now let me speak as a Muganda. I know you because I have some friends who are Cholis. For us, if we were a Muganda, we don't care. You ask Chibure. These people are tired and they are not going to accommodate anything where people are coming out, going in their corners, protecting their own. It's not how it works. If it is a Muslim, I will condemn. We have condemned religious leaders here. We have roasted them. And you think Oulanyah is very special? Since when? When was he special? What position does he hold in Acholi? Except being, what do you call it? Except being a speaker. Tell me. When has he ever come out to call for the release of the people that have been arrested, the Segirinyas and these other guys? Nowhere. He has not been seen anywhere. Who is he? We shall protest. Ugandans go in large numbers to Seattle, where the hospital is, and protest. And the lady should understand, we are not protesting, Mr. If Oulanyah was there on his own account, like on his own money, no one would be interested to even, who would have time? No one would have that time. We don't have that time. But we are waiting for him. It is back time. The chickens have come home to roost. He made his bed when he sent those thugs and vagabonds out there to attack our offices and rape our girls. He made his bed then. So it's time to lay in it and let him face the music. I have no kind words. I wish him a quick recovery, and I want him to recover so that he can understand the amount of rage and the amount of obulumi Abannayuganda bwe tulina. This is a wake-up call for Mr. Oulanyah and people around him. You should be ashamed that it is only 6 of you from Acholi that are standing up for him. There should be more people coming out to stand up with Mr. Oulanyah if he has been doing good for our beautiful country. You cannot. If people are being tortured, using pliers and plucking their meats off, and just what is that name of the judge in Uganda? Awinyi Doro, and he gets sick, and you think we are going to come out and say, oh, protect Awinyi Doro? You're so funny. What is funny is that these MPs, Banoba MP the MPs that came out to protect Mr. Oulanyah, these do not even represent the people. You would have seen plenty of people from Acholi, but even their own people did not stand behind them because they are tired. They know you guys, Baba Guamu. They know that Museveni uses a few of you, gives you positions, and gives Oulanyah escorts, cars, and Oulanyah goes to Acholi, goes to the area, boasting, oh, Oulanyah has a big car. He even has escorts. And the people of Acholi sub-region say, hey, we also have our person there, Oulanyah. There's a time Museveni did an agreement after the 2016 election. Museveni did an agreement with the UPC. And then he gave some of them ministerial positions. And they were like, oh, we are also in Ichinto. Museveni gave us position. But the people remained poor. You just get a few of them. And then use them, and then for us, you see, those positions in government, they never excite us. And the reason I'm using English, this message is specifically meant for something. I have so many Acholi friends that I know that are good people. And this has nothing to do whether Oulanyah is a Mucholi or not. If Oulanyah had been a Musoga, if he had been a Muganda, the same whip I am using right now, it is the same I would use. And if it was a Muganda, it would even be worse. Because here I'm holding him with a velvet glove now. I am holding him with a velvet glove because I'm praying for his quick recovery. So to stop playing, you MPs with your jackets, you go. Even your people are not behind you. And you guys are not even going to come back to parliament because people hate you. You see, because what they are trying to do is this thing. You see, the people from Chigezi. Now, Chigezi means wise. But it is funny that the people from Chigezi, I swear someone is bewitching Uganda. I don't know who. The people from Chigezi, people are sharing Uganda like nothing. Like they have shared, look, Uganda has been shared already. Some people believe certain positions are meant to be from their tribes. Now, I sense that thing from these MPs that were backing Oulanyah to show solidarity. The parliament of Uganda has over 500 MPs. But the fact that even the NRM MPs were not there to stand with these guys, it shows you where they stand. Be careful. We are warning you. I'm telling you, Oulanyah, those are not your bad days. If you want to see the hypocrisy in the Ugandan parliament, if you want to see that politics is very, very strange, you ask Rebecca Kadaga. Rebecca Kadaga was very, very powerful. Where is she now? Absolutely nowhere to be seen. It's like she has never been even the first Speaker of Parliament of Uganda. It's like she has never existed. So now these people think that, oh, if we lose Oulanyah, that position will be gone. How the people of your region, how have they benefited by Oulanyah being the Speaker of the House? Now, I can stand here on my two legs and I tell you that the people of Busoga never benefited from Kadaga being the Speaker of the House for 10 years. I come from Buganda. We never benefited with Edward II being the Vice President of Uganda for over 10 years. I can tell you that. Neither did we benefit when the Prime Minister, Nsibambi, was the Prime Minister for 10 years. We never benefited. We did not, because they didn't have the power. Oulanyah doesn't have the power. And that is why things are moving, even with his absentia. His absence is not felt. And the world is not going to end. So for you to think that, oh, guys, if Oulanyah is away, we are not going to be getting these things. Good luck. The same applies to the people of Chigezi. Now, you people of Chigezi, I will come for your day. Because you are also turning out to be a nuisance, and we are going to work on you. Not the people. I mean a small clique of people. There is this gentleman called David Bahati, that his name was forwarded. That, oh, Museveni, these are the people you should select to be the next bank governors. Number 1, David Bahati. Number 2, Professor Augustus Nwagaba. Number 3, bro, if anything, we do not need another bank governor from Chigezi. And Tumusime Mutebile is testament to that. It was put in a very good tweet by a gentleman who said that Mutebile was a good economist, as everyone has been speaking about him, how Mutebile was brilliant in terms of economy, Uganda, Ajifudde Nunji, that Mutebile was a very good economist who kept Uganda in the third world. I think that summed up Mr. Mutebile. We do not need another person from Chigezi who is going to spend over 10 years becoming the bank governor of Uganda. At the end of the day, they tell us that, oh, this guy never built for himself a house. Because we had a very good bank governor from Chigezi who did the same with the previous governor. So all the governor's houses are going to be going to Chigezi? Is that how it's gonna be? No, come on, people of Chigezi, please. Mutusonyiwe. Please settle. Mustureko Ansi, Bahati and your team. Professor Augustus Nwagaba, you should be in retirement. Guys, what is wrong with you? Mutebile was sick. The gentleman was literally mentally incapacitated. He cannot walk, he cannot talk. But he was holding on. To the extent that the Museveni was even stealing money and printing cash without his knowledge. Because Museveni had realized this guy is mentally incapacitated. The sharp ones, the Dr. Kasekendes, who were there already, they were kicked out technically and he put into scandals. And Mutebile was so good that the Baganda lost their bank because of him. Mr. What's his name? Dr. Sulaimani Chigundu. He lost his bank because of Mutebile. And they sold the bank to Sudiru. And now Sudir is one of the richest people in Uganda. Oh, good. Thank you very much, Mr. Mutebile, that you made a Ugandan broke. A Ugandan, a former bank governor, your predecessor, Wamufula broke. He died a pauper. And you made an Indian a very rich man. Now is in Africa's top Forbes list of Africa, Mwari. What sort of economics is that Mr. Mutebile is playing? Wewe lenyo Mutebile. Kadira mwagala tuwa Mutebile mulala okuva mu Kigezi? Professor Augustus Nwagaba, gendo wandike ebitabo. You go and study your economics in Makerere, from Makerere. Like you'd go and do those things of yours. These people are sharing the country and we are here seated. Guys, we need to do something. These ones are fighting for speakership. Others are fighting for governorship. Now, for us who are not interested anyway, we don't even care. Some of our, they even forwarded 3 names of the people that should be voted the next bank governor. My God. What do you think? I mean, what do you... I don't understand, man. Sistigera. You guys of Chigezi, seriously, we are not stupid. We lost our banks. All our rich Baganda people have been made poor strategically. Like people from the central, it is a crime to be rich. And do not start bringing us people. Wait, we are not stupid. But oh no, you have the Bagagas, the harm. You be careful what you say, okay? You're not stupid. You're not stupid. It is like people saying, you know, these people who have those examples, abaina examples ezekisiru zemuleeta look at Rwanda's development model. They are assembling cars, Volkswagens in Rwanda, bichi. We are not stupid, okay? Those model ebyo muleeta example ebyo muleeta. We are not stupid. And what is funny is this one, Ekisembayo. The biggest land grab that is taking place in Uganda, it is in northern Uganda, in these areas of Acholi. And Oulanyah hasn't even managed to stop that. Have a good night. Bye.